This is a place where a Hindu temple, a church, a mosque, and a Chinese temple stand only a few steps apart from each other, and no one seems to mind at all. For hundreds of years, these people have been living together with love, without any fighting, as if it was the easiest thing in the world to do. This land was born 9 million years ago from an underwater volcano, and in its ocean, there is a sight so strange that it looks like the land itself is falling under the water. The sand here is split into 7 different colors, and no matter what happens, those colors never mix together on their own. But the real secret of this place is not in its sand. The real secret is in its people. This is a place where Muslim homes light lamps during Diwali, and Hindu homes send sweets during Eid. This is Mauritius, and the world may need to learn its most important lesson right here. If you look at a world map, Mauritius is easy to miss. It's just a tiny dot floating in the Indian Ocean, far from any big continent. But don't let its size fool you. Long before any humans set foot here, this island didn't even exist. About 9 million years ago, deep under the ocean, a volcano exploded with massive force. That eruption started a slow, powerful process. Lava poured out, cooled, and hardened. Then it happened again and again. Millions of years passed, eruption after eruption, until finally, land rose out of the water. Once the volcano calmed down, something else began. Tiny coral organisms started building reefs around the island's edges. Over time, that coral grew into one of the biggest coral reef systems on the planet, wrapping around Mauritius like a shield. That's why the water looks so calm and clear today. The reef blocks rough ocean waves before they reach shore. Walk further inland, and the island tells a different story. Sharp, black volcanic rock rises out of green hills. Mountains like Morne, Brabant stand tall, almost like a warning sign, reminding you these peaceful beaches were once a violent battlefield of fire and lava. Humans changed the island too. Huge areas of forest were cleared to make room for sugarcane farms, which is why places like Black River Gorges National Park matter so much now. It's one of the last patches of Mauritius that still looks like it did centuries ago. And then there's the ocean trick near Morne, where from above, it genuinely looks like the sea is pouring into a hole beneath the waves. It isn't real, just sand and currents playing tricks on your eyes, but it proves this island still has surprises left to show. Step into a small shop in Mauritius, and you might hear something strange happen. The shopkeeper greets you in one language, then answers a phone call in a second language, then turns to help a customer in a third. Nobody in the room finds this odd at all. This is just normal, everyday life here. Most people on the island grow up speaking Mauritian Creole at home, a language born from mixing French with African and other roots over hundreds of years. It's the language of jokes, arguments, and family dinners. But step outside the house and things shift. Newspapers and TV shows often use French. Schools and government offices run mostly in English, and behind closed doors, many families still hold on to languages passed down from grandparents, things like Hindi, Tamil, Urdu, Bhojpuri, or Mandarin, depending on where their ancestors came from long ago. A single child growing up here might switch between 3 or 4 languages before they even finish elementary school. Not really because any teacher forced them to, just because that's simply how everyday conversations naturally flow around them every day. But this island has something even deeper than language switching. There's a local idea called lacarite. It's hard to translate exactly, but it basically means quietly getting along with your neighbors, no matter how different you are. It isn't some rule written in a law book. It's just something people practice, almost without thinking, every single day. Most capital cities feel huge, loud, and spread out for miles. Port Louis is different. It sits inside a bowl shape, tucked between the ocean and green mountains, and everything important seems close together. This city was founded back in the 1700s, and today it's still the heart of the country, where offices, banks, and markets all sit close together. But what makes Port Louis interesting isn't just the buildings. It's how fast the scenery changes as you walk from block to block. 1 minute, you're standing in Chinatown, looking at the Quan Ti Pagoda, a temple built way back in 1842. It happens to be the oldest Chinese temple in the entire southern hemisphere. Just a short walk later, you're inside the central market, surrounded by piles of fresh fruit, seafood on ice, and spices so strong you can smell them from the street outside. It genuinely feels like 4 food cultures collided in one building. Drive a little further inland, and the whole mood shifts again. You'll find Iben Cyber City, a modern business district filled with tech companies and office towers, one of the fastest-growing tech hubs anywhere in Africa. By day, it's full of people in suits, typing on laptops. By evening, many of those same people head back toward the coast to relax by the water. That's the real trick of Port Louis. Old and new, traditional and modern, all packed into one small space without ever feeling crowded or out of place. Drive away from Port Louis for a while, and something interesting happens. The honking cars fade away. The tall buildings disappear. Soon, you're surrounded by fields of sugarcane, stretching out in every direction, like a green ocean rolling toward the mountains. Sugarcane still covers around 1/3 of the island, and tucked between those fields are dozens of quiet villages, where a huge chunk of Mauritians spend their entire lives. Walk down a village street here, and you'll notice something unusual within a few minutes. A Hindu temple might sit at one corner. A mosque could be just down the road. A church bell rings out every Sunday morning, while a small Chinese-run shop stays open, selling snacks all day long. Families from completely different backgrounds have lived side by side here for generations, and honestly, nobody really thinks twice about it. Mornings start early in these villages. Farmers head out to the fields before sunrise. Shopkeepers unlock their doors. By the time evening rolls around, kids are outside playing, and neighbors are chatting on porches while the smell of street food drifts through the air. Religion is everywhere here, but it rarely causes problems. During Diwali, sweets get shared with everyone nearby. During Ramadan, food gets passed around just the same way. At Christmas, people visit friends of every background, celebrating together like it's the most natural thing in the world. Locals simply call this lacarite, living peacefully, one small kind act at a time. Want to understand Mauritius quickly? Forget the museums. Just sit down and order some food. Every dish on the table here carries a piece of history. Hundreds of years ago, people from Africa, India, China, and Europe arrived on this small island, and each group brought their own recipes, spices, and cooking styles along with them. Instead of fighting for space on the menu, those flavors slowly blended together into something completely new. You'll find rice sitting next to spicy curries, Chinese-style noodles served near flatbreads fresh off the grill, tomato-based rougale sauce sharing table space with French-inspired pastries. It's honestly one of the only places where a single food stall might sell 3 totally different cuisines, and nobody finds that strange at all. If you only try one thing here, make it dolpuri. It's a thin, soft flatbread, stuffed with ground yellow split peas, then topped with warm bean curry, spicy rougale sauce, and homemade pickles. It gets rolled up, wrapped in paper, and handed to you fresh off the grill, still steaming hot. Then there's gâteau piments, little golden fritters made from split peas, crunchy on the outside and soft inside. Lots of locals grab them for breakfast, stuffed inside a fresh baguette before heading out for the day. What makes this food special isn't a fancy price tag, it's honesty. Every single meal here reflects the island itself, different histories quietly sharing the exact same table. Religion plays a huge role in daily life across Mauritius. But here's the strange part. It doesn't split people apart. Instead, it adds color to the streets and fills the calendar with celebrations all year long. Mauritius holds a rare title. It's the only country in all of Africa where Hinduism is the biggest religion. Christianity, Islam, and Chinese spiritual traditions have also been part of island life for generations. Drive through almost any town, and you'll spot a Hindu temple, a Catholic church, a mosque, and a Chinese shrine, all sitting within a short walk of each other. One of the most special spots on the island is Grand Bassin, also called Ganga Talao. This quiet lake sits hidden among the mountains, and it's considered one of the most important Hindu pilgrimage sites outside of India itself. Back in 1972, sacred water from the Ganges River was actually poured into this lake, giving it deep spiritual meaning. Today, two giant statues, one of Lord Shiva and one of Goddess Durga, stand watch over the water. Every year, during a festival called Mahashivaratri, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims walk for miles just to reach this lake, many of them completely barefoot, carrying decorated wooden structures on their shoulders. But the real magic happens outside the temples too. During Diwali, homes glow with tiny lights. During Eid, families share big meals with friends. At Christmas, churches fill up with music, while Chinese New Year brings dragon dances into the streets. For a very long time, sugar was basically everything to Mauritius. Those endless green fields provided jobs, built communities, and pretty much ran the whole economy. You can still see that history written across the landscape today. But Mauritius refused to depend on just one thing forever, so it changed direction. Since becoming independent back in 1968, this small island has quietly turned itself into one of the strongest economies anywhere in Africa. Some experts even call it the Mauritian miracle. Today, tourism, technology, banking, manufacturing, and farming all work together to keep things moving forward. And here's the interesting part. No single group built this success alone. Everyone had a hand in it. Across the island, families from totally different backgrounds run businesses side by side. A Chinese Mauritian family might own the corner grocery store. An Indo-Mauritian family could run a clothing factory. A Creole family might welcome guests into their restaurant, while a Franco-Mauritian family still manages an old sugar plantation passed down for generations. Different traditions, working inside one shared economy. The modern face of all this progress is Eben Cyber City, where more than 100 tech companies now offer jobs to young professionals. Meanwhile, tea farms, rum distilleries, and vanilla plantations keep the island connected to its farming roots. The real secret behind this success story isn't oil or gold hidden underground. It's trust, built slowly between people who chose to work together instead of apart. Beaches are what most people picture when they think of Mauritius, but some of the island's craziest sights can only really be understood from way up in the sky. Near Morne, Brabant, the ocean pulls off something that looks almost impossible. From a helicopter, it genuinely appears like a massive waterfall is pouring straight down into the sea itself. In reality, It's just an incredible optical illusion, created by shifting underwater sand and strong ocean currents working together. Nowhere else on Earth creates a trick quite like this one. From there, head over to Chamarel, where the ground itself puts on a show. Rolling sand dunes here glow in stripes of red, brown, yellow, purple, and violet. These colors formed millions of years ago, when cooling volcanic lava caused different minerals to settle into separate layers. Here's the weird part though. Even if you physically mix the sand together with your hands, it slowly separates itself right back into those same colored bands over time. Just a short walk from there sits Chamarel Waterfall, crashing more than 300 feet down into thick forest below. Nearby, giant Aldabra tortoises wander around slowly, some weighing over 500 pounds and some living for well over 100 years. These spots aren't just pretty postcards. They actually tell the island's real story, a volcanic land wrapped in coral, where colors and creatures stay distinct, yet somehow still belong together in the exact same place. Once every year, something remarkable happens across Mauritius. The roads suddenly grow quiet, not because people stop moving, but because they start walking instead of driving. What begins as a small crowd quickly turns into hundreds of thousands of people. Men, women, kids, and grandparents all carry beautifully decorated structures called canwas balanced on their shoulders. Some walk only a few miles, others travel 30, 40, even 50 miles, often with bare feet, until they finally reach Grand Bassin, the island's sacred lake. This massive event is called Maha Shivaratri, and it happens to be the largest Hindu pilgrimage held anywhere outside of India itself. The road is long, the sun is brutal, the ground is hard on tired feet, yet somehow the entire mood stays calm, patient, and full of quiet determination. But honestly, the most beautiful part isn't even the walking itself. It's everything happening along the roadside. All across the island, small stalls pop up offering free water, fresh fruit, and warm meals to tired pilgrims. Many of these stalls are run by Hindu families, but plenty of others are set up by Muslim, Christian, and Chinese Mauritian communities too, simply wanting to help. Nobody stops to ask who you are or what you believe. They just help. When pilgrims finally reach the lake, they offer flowers and prayers, then carry a small bottle of sacred water home, hoping to bless their family for the coming year. After traveling all across Mauritius, one thing becomes really clear. People here aren't chasing anything wild or extraordinary. They just want good, ordinary lives, a decent education for their kids, a stable job they can count on, a safe street to walk down at night, a home they can actually afford, basic healthcare when they get sick. Just like families almost everywhere else in the world, most Mauritians simply want a fair shot at a better future without giving up who they truly are. And honestly, for a lot of people here, that dream has actually become real. Since gaining independence, Mauritius has grown into one of the highest-ranked countries in Africa for human development. University education doesn't cost a thing. Public buses are free for students and older citizens. The country is known for being politically stable, with strong institutions and one of the safest environments anywhere on the continent. These aren't just numbers sitting in some report somewhere. They're simply part of everyday life here. Mauritius has also become an appealing home for entrepreneurs and workers from other countries, all searching for a peaceful place to build something new. A growing economy and relaxed island lifestyle keep pulling in fresh opportunities. But maybe the country's biggest achievement can't be measured with numbers at all. It's the freedom to belong. A Hindu family can celebrate Diwali, a Muslim family can celebrate Eid. Nobody is asked to give up their traditions just to fit in here. By this point, it's pretty easy to see why Mauritius feels so different from almost anywhere else on the planet. It isn't just a pretty island surrounded by clear blue water. It's living proof that people who are completely different from each other can still build one strong nation together. For more than 200 years, families from Africa, India, China, and Europe have shared this small piece of land. They arrived speaking different languages, following different faiths, and carrying totally different dreams. But instead of letting those differences tear them apart, they slowly turned them into one of their greatest strengths. That didn't happen overnight, and it definitely didn't happen because everyone was perfect. It happened because living on a small island doesn't leave much room for division in the first place. People learned to respect each other, work side by side, and fix problems together. Over time, that practical way of living simply became part of who they are. There's a word for it here: lacarite. It's more than just peaceful coexistence. It's choosing to work together over fighting, year after year, generation after generation. You can see it in the villages where neighbors celebrate each other's holidays like their own. You can see it in Port Louis, where temples and mosques share the same street. And you can see it most powerfully during Mahashivaratri, when strangers offer food and water without expecting a single thing back in return. As the sun slowly sets over the Indian Ocean, Mauritius leaves you with one lesson that's honestly hard to forget. Its greatest treasure was never really the beaches, the mountains, or even that famous coral reef. It was always the people, quietly living side by side, year after year. On this small island, different cultures didn't erase each other over time. Instead, they learned how to live together, work together, and quietly build something stronger as one united community. Maybe that's the true meaning behind lacarite, not a fancy idea written in some book, but a simple habit practiced every single day by ordinary people without asking for credit. A tiny island in the middle of the ocean somehow figured out something that much bigger countries still struggle with. Different backgrounds don't have to mean division. Sometimes they can actually become a country's greatest strength. If you enjoyed this journey through Mauritius, do us a favor and hit subscribe, because we're heading out to explore more incredible places around the world very soon. And before you go, drop a comment below and let us know what surprised you the most about Mauritius.